So back in June of 2020, I went hiking in Tennessee. I jumped from one big rock to another rock, and the other rock was it's a huge rock, and it was on an incline. And I landed, and my right foot, apparently I landed with most of my weight on my right foot. My foot hyperextended, so my toes came up to my shin, and got pinched in the front there, and it really was hurting, and there was swelling, and then it went down, and long story short, numerous visits to see an ankle specialist. And it turns out after the first surgery, they found I got an impact fracture on the bottom of my tibia. And it's basically where the tibia smashed into the ankle joint. And now the bone is starting to die on both sides. So I've had 2 surgeries to repair torn tendons and to clean out some of this debris and dead bone. And they injected bone marrow in there to try and promote growth, and that hasn't helped. It hasn't regrown. So now they're saying I need a new ankle, but they can only ever do it once. It's not like hips; it's a one and done, and that's it. So they won't do it till you turn at least 55. I'm not 55 yet, despite how I look. So I've now got this. This was custom made for me by the Hanger Clinic in Chattanooga, and this is all carbon fiber. This is all, they take a mold of your leg, and they basically make this completely, custom fit. So the whole bottom bit is basically takes all of the sole of my foot and comes up around the back. And then there's this bar, which is actually a spring. And then there's this clamp around your leg here. So this ultimately means that my foot can't do that. So it's like being in one of those medical boots. If ever you sprained your ankle or broke your ankle, you've seen them grey medical boots. It's like that, but this is a lot stronger, a lot better fit with zero movement. Those medical boots, you can get some movement, zero movement in this. And it's a lot lighter and stronger than a medical boot. So I basically live in this until I get my ankle replaced. So maybe 10 years in this thing. So to walk around, to go to work, the pain in the ankle is incredible. It's just, builds through the day to the point I can't put weight on it at night. So this thing stops that. It means I can work. I work for myself. I do construction and remodeling. It means I can go to work and do whatever I want to do. Walk around, play golf, hike in this thing. But what's it like to drive in the rig and in the real world? So when I built this rig, this is an Xbox S I'm using on this. I just do arcade type racing. I'm not a hardcore sim racer. But when I built this, knowing I had my ankle injury, I inverted my pedals. So the angle they're at now, I can basically just push my foot can just go straight back and forward. I haven't got to try and angle it because I can't angle my foot. So I built this, knowing that I would end up in one of these boots. So yeah, to press the pedals now, I can't tip my toes. I have to physically move my leg in and out. So let's give this a go and see how bad this is. Yeah, instantly you can tell that you can't feel what's under your foot. I got no idea I'm actually pushing the pedal, other than I know that I'm giving it 100% throttle. Coming up to brake, see what I'm pressing the brake, but I've got no idea how hard, and obviously I rear-ended them, so oops, this is why I don't do iRacing, people. Yeah, I got zero idea how much I'm pushing the I got no feel for how much I'm pressing the brake. You can tell I play Wreckfest a lot, can't you, the way I drive. I'm playing Grid at the moment. Yeah, so I'm pressing. I didn't realise it then, but I was pressing the brake and accelerator at the same time. So I think driving in the real world on this is a bad idea for me. I don't want to be causing a wreck and causing some kind of injury. But I'm going to persevere with this, give this some hours, and see if I can get to the point where I can drive the rig, without taking the brace off. To drive in the real world, is painful. I haven't driven more than 2 hours since the accident in 2020 because just moving my foot back and forward is painful. But yeah, I'm going to see if I can persevere with this just for, say, Grid, Wreckfest, that kind of stuff I do. See if I can get used to it. I can space the pedals a little bit more, but it feels like, and these are my normal size shoes, it just feels like my shoes are a lot wider because I can't actually feel the pedal. But when I press the clutch, I can tell I can feel the edge of the pedals on my shoe, so I know exactly where I am. This thing, you could stand on a board with nails in it, you'd never know. You could be stood on lava, you wouldn't know because the entire underside of my foot is carbon fiber. But I'd be interested to know if there's anybody else that's in this type of boot. Apparently, this type of boot was, or this type of brace was developed for a US soldier that stepped on an IED and destroyed his ankle. And this kind of thing was enveloped or invented and developed for him so he could walk using his own leg, so they didn't have to amputate. I've never seen anybody else walking around in one of these. I'm sure there's thousands of people that have got them already. Be interested to know if anybody is in sim racing and they've got, this kind of appliance and how they get on with it. But I think for the real world, I'll definitely be taking the thing off. It's not hard to remove. You just pull the lever on the back. That pulls out like that. Then you can slide your foot out. And then you push that in. And as you do this, it's just a ratchet. It just winds it back to clamp your leg in place. So it'll take me a couple of minutes getting in and out of the car just to get the thing set back up again. The hardest thing is getting your shoe on and off. But yeah, driving and I'm calling it an appliance, a brace, whatever you want to call it.